What's up, guys? It's your boy Stump, and welcome back to Rank 101, turning noobs to pros since 2020. Today we're going to be looking at someone by the name of Luma iOS. Their rank is Master 1, and they have included all the steps into publishing their video. Thank you. This should go a lot smoother. Anyways, there's nothing really specific from what I've seen so far, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. Wish that my friends and I didn't die. Oh, okay. So he does have a pre-made team, which is good. You always want to try and have a pre-made team so that way you can communicate and rank together. So that way you guys can rank up as a team. It also builds synergy. So he goes in, buys an AK and armor. All right. So apparently they won the first round, and he had enough to get the AK, which is good. Whoopsies! I made a mistake here. You should never ever buy an AK-47 on the second round. Mostly because the other team is going to not have any good weapons, and they're not going to have a lot of money to do a lot of damage. They're either going to buy an MP5, no armor, or they're going to buy a shotgun with armor. Do not buy the AK-47 on the second round. Just don't. It's a waste of money, plus they're not going to have armor anyways. Back to the video. I'm gonna go banana. There's at least one there in banana. Alright, there's two at banana. There's three at banana. And he goes down. Well, there really wasn't much you could have done. You just kept peeking out, and there was more. It was a 1v3 situation you kind of got yourself into there. You took one out, and then the other guy traded you with the MR96. To be honest, I wouldn't be pushing out as the coalition. I would just stay in one spot and wait for the other team to push, because the breach are the ones that have to initiate the push. They're the ones that have to plant the bomb, and if they don't, you win the round otherwise. I think I've already mentioned this before. But if you push out as coalition, you are exposing yourself to getting eliminated, and that puts your team back one player to defend bomb sites. Unless the other team's a good shot, in which case, I don't know. But you did end up going down due to a 1v3 situation. You got traded. You got outplayed. You didn't have anyone else there. Well, you did. Alright, so he gets the P90, armor, grenade, and flashbang. Alright, so there is one mid left. Push out. Alright, he checks jungle. Good. He takes the guy down in CT orange, and he goes down. Alright, let's see what happened there. So there were two guys jungle right when you repeaked, and you were shooting them with the P90. Now at that range, the P90 isn't necessarily as accurate as the AK-47 that you go down to. But the other player had an AK. Pretty sure you can hear the AK. Yep, he had an AK. You take him out, and then instead of picking up the AK, which you probably should have done, you go with the P90 and you get doinked. So if the other player has a better weapon and you know you can pick it up, pick it up. It's just it's common sense. I'm not saying that it's like you should know to do this. Most players don't. So if you take out an enemy player that you know you can steal their weapon from without getting killed, do it. Because odds are you're going to be able to hit a lot more shots with that better weapon than the one that you bought at the start of the round. Because P90s are good at close to mid-range, and that was from mid to long range, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's mid to long range. Mid-range would be about right here. You would have been able to get him easily, but this guy is long range, and you wouldn't have been able to hit him as easily. And he also probably had some sort of AK-47 as well. Anyways, enough about that. On to the next one. Alright, he buys up all grenades, and he has the AK. Pretty sure they won the previous round before this one. He's going to go be long. He's going to peek with his knife and gets absolutely destroyed. Oh my goodness, what a shot. Was he running too? Is that a running headshot? No, there was two. I'm pretty sure there was two. There. Right there. There's a guy right here, and he got you. He was camping there, and he tapped your ass. One thing that I would recommend doing is not peek with your knife. You're not going to get any kills with a knife going around a corner like that. But right about here is when you should pull out your AK-47 and you do a quick peek, which is good, and then you go down. When quick peeking like that, you shouldn't really just go all the way out and then back, just like shoulder peek. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys how to peek. I'm a counter-terrorist and I want to peek B long. So what he did here is that he peeked all the way out. I'm not very good at peeking. He peeked all the way out like this, and he went back. But the guy back there had his crosshair lined up perfectly where his head was going to be, and once he peeked, he one-tapped him, which, to be honest, is not a good feeling to get. So, if you believe that there are players going B long, and you're this close to the wall, quick peek. Just don't even bother. Just quick peek. This is also called shoulder peeking, and it's also to bait out the shot, plus it also gives you clear sight as to where the enemy players might be and how many there are. So when you peek around a corner, shoulder peek, don't expose your full body because someone's going to have their crosshair where your head's at. And they're going to doink you. Alright, next round. Alright, just going to buy the ratio, the armor, and the flashbang. He's going to flash out to long, go vents. Alright. Gonna hold that angle for a short time. He's gonna go peek L connector. Still holding L connector. One of those players says they're B long, which they are. You can see on the radar. 2 players come in. He's trying to hold them off. Alright. And he pressed reload by accident. Let's see what happens here. They're already rushing into B. Up here. You got at least 2 on B. Why would you shoot like that? Now you've given away your position, and the player can come in and then just kill you. I'm not sure if you pressed the shoot button by mistake, but you did shoot before you saw anything. See right there. There's no one here. I don't know why you took the shot. Probably because you thought you saw someone there, or you're trying to lure them out. But that's not a good idea to try and lure them out, because there's only one guy in sight, and the others are probably just chilling outside the site. And then you go have an exchange with this guy, and then you press the reload by accident, which ended up killing you. Well, here's your problem. All your buttons are overlapping each other right here and right here. So, and your reload button is close to your fire button. If I were you, I'd put your reload button a little bit further away from your fire buttons. That way, you know, if you're in a safe spot, you can reach over, tap it, and you'll be fine. And also, your radar, I think it's a little too big. It's obstructing some of your view, and you won't be able to see much from up there. I would shrink it back to its original size, and the size of your menu button's fine. Just make sure it stays up at the corner. And your movement pad, I'm not sure what kind of device you're playing on, whether it's a tablet or a phone. I'm pretty sure it's a tablet because you're playing with 4 fingers, I could tell. Your movement pad could be a little bit bigger. But other than that, just make sure your buttons are separated more or shrunk down so that way you don't accidentally hit the wrong button at the wrong time like you did here. Next round. Alright. So they lost that round. Gonna buy the SA-58 and a flashbang. And he throws a flashbang into CT orange. Alright. Gonna rush into A because they're all rushing A. He gets blinded by a flash. There's 2 behind the server here. And he goes down. Alright, let's see what happened. Alright. That flash did nothing. You wasted a good flash. Because the only way you can use that flash is if you go up to the stairs and throw it at an angle into breach orange, which is the other half of the orange room where the terrorists would most likely go through. So you throw that, and before you get blinded by it, you got 1, 2, 3 breach, all in L connector, and you know they're rushing in, so you decide to rush up and try to stop them. You hit the server, and then he sees you, takes you out. If you know that the other team is rushing, you shouldn't be rushing back at them because they probably have a full-blown train going full steam ahead. They're not stopping. They're throwing all their grenades at you. If I were you, I would hold back if they are rushing and then cut them off. Like, just pick an angle, hold it, and cut them off. So that way you know where they're coming from and you'll be able to stop them where they're at and hold them so that way they can't push anymore. And hopefully they try to go back to the other bomb site so you can rotate quicker than what they could. So yeah, don't rush up when the other team's rushing. Otherwise, you're going to end up dead. Alright? Buys the Vector and a Flashbang. No armor. Probably a good idea since the other team's going to have AKs. The Vector is a very good weapon to use against high rate of fire weapons. He just hangs around CT spawn. Gonna throw a flash. Doesn't go anywhere. Team's on B. For the other team's on B. The bomb's planted. Take a few shots. You don't hit anything. Take him down. That's good. And this guy comes in. No scopes yet. I think you would have been able to hear him coming. Let's listen. Yep, you can hear him on the right side. Now, if you can hear him in the slightest, I would make sure you have your crosshair pointed right where he's going to be at, instead of rushing into where he's at, because you don't know what kind of gun he's going to have. You don't know if he has an AK, or in this case, a Euratio, in which he just no-scopes you. You do get a couple shots in, but he denies it. So, back up a little bit. Right there, you could hear him coming into CT Orange. I would have probably just stayed right there and backed up a little bit, because he was still coming in, and you would have had the jump on him. You would have been able to double doink him. Double doink means to hit him twice in the head. But you end up getting scoped, and the round switches. You buy the MR96. Okay. And your team's telling you to go A-long. Jumping over the security gate. Throw the flash into nothing. You gotta work on your flashes. That's what I'm seeing so far. You've been throwing your flashes all over the place, not really knowing where they're going to end up. You need to make sure that when you throw each grenade, you know that there's going to be a player there. And where you threw that flash, compared to the one you threw B long, that other round, it would have blinded players in B long, but that flash into orange, it just didn't blind anyone. So you go about your team in intel. Good shot. Team's down. You camp out here. Wait for the other player. Good. Good. Alright, your teammate goes down. That's not good. It's 4 shots. Ah! There's what happened. So, you do take these guys down. Right here. Your teammate goes down. And you got one guy on A site. He's right here. And you take 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of them hits the wall. Now he knows that you're here, and he comes out from servers and starts shooting you. One thing you need to make sure you don't do is turn your back to the enemy, because if you do, you're exposing your entire backside, and you won't be able to turn around in time to finish them off. So right here, what you could have done better is take 2 shots, and if you couldn't have hit him in those 2 shots, retreat and reset back further. Actually, you know, I'm just going to show you guys in game. I'm a terrorist, and there is a guy on A side. I want to hit him. Oh no, I missed. Better try and shoot him some more. Oh no, I missed again. I better retreat and turn my back. Oh no, he's right there. I'm dead. Here's what you should have done. Alright, my team moved down on A site. Crap, I didn't get him. Gotta retreat. There he is. And because you only had one other player left, you could have just slowly walked your way up, checking your angles, and then you've been able to plant the bomb. So one thing you never, ever, ever want to do is turn your back to the enemy, because if you do, your back is completely exposed, plus you won't have enough time to turn around and adjust your aim, otherwise you will die. So in this case, you take 4 shots, try to hit him, you don't. Then I think it was his teammate, because he couldn't have gotten from there. He comes around, hits him, or comes around, hits you, takes you out. So don't turn your back to the enemy. That's all you gotta do. And make sure you don't waste too much ammo to where you have to reload, because the MR96 only has 6 shots. Make them count. Alright. Gonna buy the Vector, Grenade, and Flashbang. We're all gonna go be long. Gonna throw a flash. Pretty good flash. There's one be long, just chilling. Probably should reload. Do get a couple shots on him. Now there's 2 be long. Now you all decide to retreat. And there was a guy lurking jungle. Alright, let's see what happened. You guys heard that, right? On the right. Here, right? Right there. In jungle. You could hear him walk, you could hear him running. And you also jump around a corridor. You should never, ever, 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 especially in the higher ranks, jump around a corner. You're gonna die. And you're less accurate in the air than you are on the ground. So, saying what I've said earlier about peeking, if you would have quick peeked that, you would have been fine. Quick peek, go back, he would have been shooting at you, and you probably would have repositioned, so that would have given you the okay to go out, find him again, and shoot him down. Because I don't think you would have been able to long peek that, because he was in a hard spot to hit, because he was in that little cubby there. And you all go down. Alright, you buy the Vector and the Flash again. Good. Jump over the thing again. Alright, you all go mid. Again. Bad flash. What you should have done is you should have thrown your flash from the cubby here, right on this corner, and then thrown it into CT orange. Not down the middle, because it's going to blind your entire team like it just did there. Alright, got one there. Oof. That was not a good spot there. Alright. You get blunt, so you get stunned, Alright, there's one there. You take him out. Good. And then you quick swap between your knife and your vector. And then you end up going down. You get him. He peeks out right after you get him down. I don't know why you would have swapped between your gun. Unless you tapped it by mistake and you thought he was the only guy there. Just don't switch your weapons, especially after you kill someone, because you're going to end up being exposed if it... in MR96 especially, because if you swap between your knife and your MR96 after you kill someone, and someone then immediately pops out, the draw time for the MR96 is long, and you're going to end up going down. All weapon draw times have a delay before you can shoot. And you saw him too, and you swapped right before you could shoot him, and then you go down. So don't swap your weapon after you kill someone. Not a good idea. Okay, so he buys the AK, buys the flash. We're all gonna go B long again. He's gonna get flashed. You get flashed again. There's one on site, too long. Alright, take him out on ramp, good. And he goes down B long. Alright, let's see what happened here. You take the guy down after he gets your guys on the vent ramp. And then you got one guy all the way in cafe. Honestly, I would have just retreated back further past the B side entrance. Because you're getting shot at. You're missing your shots. You try to pull down to correct yourself, but he ends up getting you anyways. You guys end up losing that round. My thought process is just all over the place. So you get him, that's good. Go back. I would not have held down the spray as long as you did. Because from that distance, the AK-47 spray is about as bad as the P90 from mid to long. I would have burst fired, moved a little bit to adjust your position, and then started shooting at him again. So that way you could avoid his fire, reset, and then doink him. But instead you hold down your spray and you get doinked. Alright, I believe this is the second to last round. Alright. And you're gonna lurk elevator. Which is what this part of the map is called. This is called elevator because it's got the elevators in it. And so all your team is over by B site. There's your teammate coming. Both decide to go. Team goes down B long, so you guys are going around back. Teammate takes him down in B mid. He goes down cafe. You take him out at cafe, good. Again, with the unnecessary shots. You really shouldn't be shooting anywhere if there's nobody there. Unless you're trying to pre-fire, which in this case, there's not going to be anyone there because bomb is down on B. And they're probably most likely either on B site, in orange, or in mid hall. Not out B long, because they're probably waiting for you to come B long. It's pretty good shooting on his part. I see what you did wrong. You stopped when you got shot.
Coalition.
You should never stop when you're getting shot at. You should find cover first. And especially if you're outnumbered 2-1, you should find cover and take out the guy who shot you first. Because the other player that is still alive, he's going to try and flank you because he knows your position now because you were spotted on the radar when the enemy player was looking at you. So you want to take out the guy you shot who was shooting you first and then worry about the guy who's trying to flank you. And they ended up losing, which they were ahead, I'm pretty sure. And then they came back. I've had that happen to me before. It is not fun when they come back and win. From, what, a 5-0 streak, then they come back, you win a few more, and then they end up losing. Alright, so, what have we learned? Peeking. Don't jump around corners when you're peeking, and also, when you quick peek close to a corner, you only want to peek about half your player model. instead of your full player model. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting shot. And also, your flashbangs, you need to work on those. I've got videos with flashbang throws and smoke grenade throws that would be probably useful. So that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you learned something. And if you want to see any other content that I put online, like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and follow me on Twitter at StumpDaddy in the description. And also follow me on Discord. There's a new link every time I upload a video. And stay safe. Bye-bye.